And I'm just finally realizing that I'm moving to a space where I want to be in a place of ease. And we just fall into this illusion, this trap of being busy to feel like we're doing something when truly nothing is actually being done. Is around this idea of needing to make it somewhere, needing to prove that you're worthy, needing to get that accomplishment, that accolade, that award, to validate that you did something worth noting. We feel the need to get all these degrees, to get all these certificates to show that we know something when really we don't know anything at all. Welcome back to another episode of Here We Grow, where we are growing for real and not for show. I am your host, Key Anciller, Kiki, and this is my beautiful co-host, my Mama Kiki. Say hello. Thank you. Let's talk about burnout. I had been thinking about what topic I wanted to talk about this week, and I have other things that I've already outlined when I first started my podcast. But I just felt like the energy was forced, and I felt like that if I would have continued on with the timeline that I put myself on at the beginning of this year with the particular topics, I just felt like it wouldn't have been a true representation of how I feel. I don't know if you can notice or if you have noticed, but I am definitely not vibrating at my highest level right now. So we're going to be honest here. This is the space where we're going to be 100. And I'm just not. I am completely burned out. And I don't know if it's a compilation of what I do here and then my job, or what the case may be. But I know that I'm just tired, physically, emotionally, mentally. And I want to just give a formal definition of what burnout is. Burnout is a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by prolonged or excessive stress. It is typically characterized by feelings of depletion, cynicism, and reduced efficacy. Okay. I work in a mental health space. So more times than not, I usually experience burnout pretty often, just dealing with my clients. But then, like, in my personal life, I get burned out because sometimes I overextend myself in ways that aren't necessary. I am an extreme communicator, and I have found that I try to contextualize every single thing that I'm feeling. I'm always analyzing something. My brain is always moving, like my wheels are always turning and spinning. And we live in a society that pressures us and always emphasizes the importance of having a purpose in life, the importance of, being busy, hustling, of creating our desired results. And I'm just finally realizing that I'm moving to a space where I want to be in a place of ease, a place of happiness, a place of grace. And this hustle culture and this constant focus on working. It's exhausting. It's an exhausting space to be in. And I'm finding that at every point when we focus on always producing, we're producing out of fear. We're producing because we don't want to rest just in case we miss something, just in case we didn't take something into account. And I just want to remind you that it is okay to rest. It is okay to slow down. It is okay to take a break. It is okay to pivot. It is okay to change your life in one day. It's okay to be in a situation or live a life thinking that you were going to do one thing your entire life and now you're doing something completely different. It is okay. It is okay to hibernate. It's a part of nature, right? We're moving into spring, so everything's blossoming. We're in this very explosive and high vibing energy, which is great, you know. But when we don't move with the seasons, when we don't move with that circadian rhythm almost, this feeling of burning out happens a lot more often than it's supposed to, because in the moments in the time when we should be resting, we're not. The time we should be giving ourselves a break, we're not. We're always in a state of consuming, even if it's just conversation. Like, I feel like I have so many thoughts that I can't even hear myself. I don't even like, and it's just random stuff I've just been listening to on like TikTok, like music. Like today I just wanted complete silence. I didn't want to hear anything. I didn't want to be stimulated at any point. When, as a people, are we going to realize that it is more to us than just what we do, what we produce? That we are, most of us are living to die. We have created this template of what it means to live a successful or good life. We've set up these different markers of different at different age at different ages, at different stages of our lives to determine who we should be, what we should be doing. And while we're living to die, we're not dying to live. We're not being where our feet are. We're always looking ahead or we're looking behind. We're never being in the moment. And that's what I want to focus on. I want to focus on being in the moment. Like, life is so short. People are always dying. Things are always dying. We're always in a state of grief. And we never take the time to just breathe, just, you know what I'm saying? Just feel the breath in our chest, in our belly, to feel the way our body tingles. And we have been so brainwashed by this idea of having a purpose in life. It is amazing to see, how humans have evolved in just the state of our minds, how we've expanded, even through our creations, right? The creations are the physical, the materialization of who we are innately, right? Like, it is the formless, it is the spiritual, presenting itself, slowing itself down energetically to present, to be seen, to be observed, to be made aware of. But that is not our life story. It is not what we're supposed to become immersed in. It's a cool thing to do. It's a cool process, right? But once it's done, it's done. And so I've just been thinking, like, now my purpose is to not have a purpose, to pivot. Like, with my career right now, I enjoy doing that. So I feel like that I would want to do it, but now I don't want to do it in the same way, right? Like, my job now, I focus on more people's problems and working with people who are kind of in a funk and who are trying to get back to themselves. So there's a lot of storytelling, there's a lot of time spent in the past time spent on what happened, time spent in the negative, the hard part. I want to spend time in the present, spend time in the positive, the happy, spend time in the fact that I'm here right now and I get to do what I want and I get to think however I want. To not be constrained and enslaved by a concept that doesn't serve me, that just keeps me moving, keeping me busy with no real intention, and not even being conscious at this point, because you're just moving from goal to goal. When we think about all these different accolades, accomplishments, acknowledgments, awards that were created to, celebrate people's accomplishments and what they've done, those things they're nice and they're meant to make people feel good, right? But what's happening is that at every moment of our lives, we're having conversations that always is around this idea of needing to make it somewhere, needing to prove that you're worthy, needing to get that accomplishment, that accolade, that award, to validate that you did something worth noting. And I'm just over that conversation, and it is quite draining. In fact, it's very draining, because it's just like, why do we spend so much time on leaving a legacy when we're not going to be here to see it? Going back to that point, we're living to die. There's so many people focusing on the legacy that they can't even focus on themselves. They can't even be happy, because they're just going after goal after goal. And then it's like, you would think, right, after accomplishing so many goals, that the happiness would be there, and it's just not. If you're not doing that internal work, if you're not allowing yourself to rest, to give yourself grace, to give yourself space to be flexible, to change. I feel and I know that peace and happiness are the ultimate, and love they are the most important things in the world, and they don't come from anything outside of us. It comes from the inside of us. It comes from being passionate and living unconditionally and choosing to operate from your heart space. And it's a difficult transition to make when you've been programmed, to live in a life that determines that success looks like so many different things. And so many people are struggling in life because they're not, in their eyes, not living up to the standards of what success and love and growth and expansion looks like. And it's just disheartening. Like, even for myself, I have to remind myself, like, I'm breathing right now. Like, my body moves. I don't even have to tell my arm move. I don't have to tell my mouth to speak. Like, there's already this mind-body connection that's already made, that it does things on its own, unconditionally. It doesn't ask for anything in return. It doesn't ask for validation. It doesn't ask for an award to do that, or a reward. It just does it because that's what it does, and it's natural, and that's what it's meant for. And I'm just like, the very thing that we're giving so unconditionally, we just don't even acknowledge it, respect it. So it's just like, yeah, I'm just in this space where I just want to slow down and I want to be where my feet are. And I don't want to be so worried about things that I cannot control. The universe is already, everything is already working out for us, you know? Everything is already working out for you. It is. It truly is. Even when it doesn't feel like it, it is. You need to allow it to enter. You need to accept that that's true for you. Agree to that. At some point, you have to choose to rest, to reset, to reevaluate, because we're always changing. You know, my puppy, right? He is so free, and I've learned so much by watching him. And I think I have spoke about this before, spoken about this before, and like I just am so intrigued and fascinated by his willingness and his ability to just be. You know, they always try to separate us from animals and say that we're smarter than animals and that we're this and that because we have our mind and like our level of consciousness and all the things. And you know, there is some truth to that. And I'm not saying that we're necessarily smarter than animals. I'm saying like there is truth to the distinctions of our consciousness in some animals, right? But what I'm like when watching him, he's not looking to see what time it is. When he rests, he is resting. When he plays, he plays. When he wants to eat, he eats. When he wants to drink, he drinks. He's not he's not doing anything to further validate his existence or to prove that he's worthy to be loved, to be seen, to be fed, to have a nap, you know? Like he just does these things because he wants to and he can. And so to see that him expressing himself so freely and like, you know, he probably doesn't he could know, you know, but I'm assuming that he just does what he's know that he's doing as a dog, you know, like there's no like I need to do something grand to show that I'm a dog, you know. And I feel like that's what we do as humans, that we try so hard to show we're extraordinary, as if the abilities that we have just on a like that was given to us at birth is an extraordinary in it within itself. We're always trying to define what life means because we can't even we can't fathom the simplicity of it all. We just can't. We can't. It will blow our minds. So we limit ourselves all the time. We're driving. We're always focusing on something. We're always putting our energy out to create some type of outcome to prove that we're worthy and that we're extraordinary and that we're powerful and we are that innately. No one needs to be validated to know that. God does not do that. Source and all that is do not do that. The creation has been made. It's a constant creating process going on. We are an extension of source energy, literally. And we get to experience ourselves in so many different people in so many different ways. And it's just like at some point the need to do things just kind of withers. Like when you know you see older people, they get very nonchalant. They get very like blunt. they don't care about a lot of things anymore, because the only thing that matters is that they're breathing and that they're free, you know, that they can make decisions on their own, that they can walk, that they can talk, that they can move around, they can travel, you know, they get to choose love. And we just fall into this illusion, this trap of being busy to feel like we're doing something when truly nothing is actually being done. We feel the need to get all these degrees, to get all these certificates to show that we know something when really we don't know anything at all. We are the answers that we're looking for. And it's just so exhausting to know that so many people, they don't recognize that. And so the world is just so busy. And it's so competitive, so judgmental, and I'm just like over it. I'm over it. Like, I can just be a yoga teacher for the rest of my life and just chill. That's how I feel. Like, I want to be at ease. Like, I could work at a coffee shop and be cool. Like, if they would pay all my bills, like, going into that atmosphere is so calming and it's so rewarding, because you don't have to be in a state of competition to prove that you're worthy, because you know that you are. So you choose where you want to be in the spaces that you want to be in, because validation is not needed when you know who you are for real. So I want to remind you that you are a beautiful being, that you are worthy, that you are perfect, that you are extraordinary, that you are an extension of source energy, that you are innately intelligent, that you don't have to work hard to prove you're worthy. You don't have to prove that you're worthy, because you already are. Do what you do. We all get the free will to live our lives the way that we want to. But give yourself some time to breathe, to think. Is this really the life that I want to live? Is this really what I consider success? Is this how I want to define it? So, choose you. Choose what you want. Give that space and energy to yourself. I promise you, you will be mind blown that the things that you thought you wanted, they don't really actually matter. None of it really matters. Like the girl said, nothing really matters at all. It really doesn't. Like, and it's so freeing, because it's like I still can choose to do things that I want to do, but I don't have to be attached to the outcome, because I'm just expressing myself as a being. But like, I cannot do it either. I don't have to, because I don't actually need that validation. I'm just having fun. I'm playing. I'm moving with my heart. I'm moving unconditionally. I'm moving with intention. I'm moving with grace and love and just, yes. So, thank you for watching this episode. If you made it to the end, please like this video, share, comment, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Shout out to my new subscribers. I really thank you for being here. To the family that already has been here and has been watching consistently, I appreciate you so much, and you are definitely valued and honored in this space. And once again, thank you for taking up space here with me at Here We Grow, where we are growing and evolving one day at a time, one step at a time, and one moment at a time. I'll see you next week. Bye.